Playing, you guessed it, Last Hero with my cat. As well as about to try up. Nope. Okay, you gotta get up right now, Echo. Just hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera. Okay, that's better. Make sure I'm live. You gotta take no for an answer, cat, for right now.
Yes, indeed. It is called Nostalgia, where the...
Wait! Cut! Was that your customization screen? Oh, mighty save me. I don't know what you are, but you're no hero. So, I'm not playing the intro. And so it was the would-be hero became. Had it dignity, it would impale itself on its own appendages and rid us of its pixelated shame. No. All right. The welcome host was absent. No one to tell the newest spawn what to do, or what it was. Nostalgia had become slightly unwelcoming to new heroes, and those who assist them. The would-be hero began to suspect that perhaps it wasn't love. The confused stick figure would find no answers in the narrator's life. A spreading pixelization had twisted everything and everyone into retro decay. Nostalgia's memories had flattened like books without pages. Oh, how the narrator mourned. Pixels were the problem. What was this peculiar stick figure? And had it even noticed how retro everything was becoming? Of course not. It was made out of pixels. It was part of the problem. The narrator decided to make some stories. Suddenly, an ambush caught the hero unprepared.
Okay, well, if you're busy, don't worry about it.
You know what I think? I think the world is sick, and you're like the final pixelated tumor. The narrator vowed to save the world. The narrator vowed to cut you from it. Suddenly, a simple sentry transformed into an impossible adversary. One written to crush the stick figure on sight. The stick figure wondered why Nostalgia's enemies had turned on their heroes. The narrator loved the old heroes, but conceded the mobs were right to loathe the stick figure. the stick figure proved its ineptitude. The audacity.
I'm right there, it's not a big deal. You know it's a big deal? What are you talking about, hon? Yeah, but it's not like such a big deal that you can't do what you want to do, hon. That's the thing. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. Like, it is important to me that you're here, but it's also important to me that you do, you know, it's also important to me that you do what you want to do, you know? It's not just about me, you know? I don't want to monopolize all of your time, not leave you time to do anything you want to do. That's not really cool with me. And you already watch me a lot, so asking for any more than that will just be greedy. Yeah, that sucks. I know how that feels, though. We have a fucking... we have a road next to our apartment that's being... construction work's being done on it, and I shit you not, it has literally been in progress for like a year and a half for one fucking road. It is insane. I have never seen a road take so long. And on top of that, it hasn't been updated on the maps. So anytime I take an Uber, they always go the wrong way and then have to move around the fucking roadblock. It's ridiculous. I decided to start this game over because I picked the wrong build. I wanted to redo a different build, to try a different way.
Dare your pixels upon it. By the Almighty, possible. You're
God name
in
please give me
the void,
them.
are you?
God name please give me images into them. God name please give me images into them.
Do you? You are no hero, and I am no travel brochure. Now, I have no idea what your little gestures were meant to convey, probably rude, but I will tell you what you are. Proof that Nostalgia is dying. No! The hero was rejected! No! The spirit had a final form! A final form!
at least it means the community is active. Well, maybe this will be the step to get it active, you know?
To receive the spirit's blessing is... it was undeniable that the scattered bundle of sticks remained pathetic, but something was amiss. The narrator, never confused, was curious.
Look, but that jab rummaged through your book. Look to the... Remarkable. I had feared such depth to be lost forever. You may be whom I've been waiting for. Nostalgia, the great figure. We dig HeroEp, they now I remember the food decipher and through. Why do you the
And what's funny is all of these areas that you see in the background here are all based off of other games. That's the lighthouse from BioShock. That's Outset Island from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. That's the shrines. One of the shrines from God of War 2018. That's Yharnam from Bloodborne. I love BioShock. Especially BioShock Infinite. I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you'll never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows where I'd be without.
And so, at an old man's behest, the stick figure raised its frail limbs to limply push onward. The hero's journey, too arduous for its meager pixels, would prove a humorous spectacle.
That was actually from BioShock. They do a cover, an a cappella cover of God Only Knows. It's great. Even if I butchered it, it's still a good song. What good would living to me? Fuck.
Soon the walking scribble would understand all that was lost.
I love Jay and Silent Bob. Snoozy boozy nootsies! I actually love Kevin Smith in general. Well, until lately he's got kind of woke. Not a big fan of that because, like, I'm not a big fan of woke in general, but especially not him because he did, like, the most anti-politically correct movies for years. Just kind of comes across as hypocritical. But, you know, Chasing Amy, Clerks, Mallrats, Dogma. God, I love Dogma. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Oh, that's cool. That has one of my favorite bits in any movie ever. I've never really liked escalators or elevators. Something about it fucks with me. It makes me feel unstable. I don't like feeling unstable. So, I really love the speech that, fuck, I forget his name, but he was the guy in My Name's Earl. Jason Lee, maybe? I think it's Jason Lee. He's like, you need to teach that kid to fear and respect that escalator. I love shit like that, like I said. Yeah, it turns out he's like really troubled. And he's trying to get his life together. He has been for a while. Like, he suffers really badly, or he did, from drug addiction. Like heroin, like, I mean, he had a fucking problem. Like, he was actually at his lowest point was stealing money from Kevin Smith, like, stole money from their ATM, like, he has forgiven him, and they've patched things up, but, like, for a long time, he struggled really badly with drug use. And, like, hardcore drugs, I mean, you know? And it's cool, fuck. Those fucking things. Oh well, I got my shit back. It's really cool that they, you know, that Kevin Smith has stood by his friend. Because it wouldn't have been easy what O.C.G's doing. Like, he literally stole from him and his wife a small sum. He was just, like, so desperate for drugs. But, you know, can't be easy to deal with that. And a lot of the roles that he gave him outside of the Jay and Silent Bob were literally him trying to give him that. I didn't know he streamed, though. That's cool. Fuck! And, you know, that's kind of the thing about him, about Jason, is, and well, drugs in general, I guess you could say, is, drugs don't just hurt you, they hurt the people around you, the people that you love, you know? That's the unfortunate thing. It'd be a lot easier to condone drugs if it just affected you. Like, okay, it's your body, your choice. But, you know, when you take drugs and you get high and you get fucked up, it almost never just stays contained, you know what I'm saying? People who are on fucking heroin, hardcore drugs are a danger to everybody around them. How many times have you seen a fucking junkie just go violent and pop off somebody, mug somebody, rob somebody, fucking kill someone? And I'm not saying everybody's like that. There are people who can deal with addiction, but I'm saying it's almost never just contained to you. When you drink, when you do drugs, you're a danger to the people around you. Yeah, no, trust me. I totally get it. I've worked at a pharmacy, and I worked in retail, and I worked at a lot of places before my issues got so bad I couldn't work anymore, which is why I'm trying to go for disability. But I worked at all these places, retail places, and I've seen it. I worked at CVS, and fucking junkies would go and shoot up in the bathroom. And, you know, have to drag them out of the bathroom. People would sit there and wait for me to close the store up. And I have to fucking worry if they're going to try to rob me and break in. Because they assume we have drugs. Which we do, but it's not. They're not going to be able to get it. We can't even really get them. They don't fucking know that. They're high off their ass. You know, like I remember I was like locking up one night. And I was like walking into the stores they were closing down. And this junkie, this clearly shifty guy that I could tell was fucking tweaking, kept slowly following me. And walking behind me. And I finally, you know, I genuinely try to be nice. But I turn around, you know, and I told him. I said, don't come any closer. And I mean, like, I said it just in a way that showed I was not fucking around, and he stopped. Oh, that sucks. You know, I've seen the fucking moms who are druggies send their kid in to steal. They literally had their kid come in, like their 5-year-old kid, when I was working at Walmart. And I worked the third shift at Walmart, the graveyard shift. They don't even have that now. They're closed now. But at the time, this is when they were open for 24 hours a day. So I worked the graveyard shift because I'm a nighttime person. I'd be up at night if I could. You know, less people, less stuff, less people bother me. So this bitch, this junkie, man, had her fucking kid come in, loaded up with a shopping cart, and told her, like, 5-year-old kid to take the shopping cart out of the store. Like, it's bad enough to fucking steal. But to involve your child in it, your toddler, is fucking insane. Yeah, I agree. I used to love, you know, just the general vibe of Walmart late at night, just unbothered. You could just walk around the store and not have to deal with 80 million fucking people. I miss shit like that. Equipment load, strength, vitality, stamina, equipment load, strength, vitality. Okay, now I'm level 10. Let me see. Let's put on this armor. Hopefully I'll be able to... Yeah, that'll do. I like Walmart, but I didn't like working there. I fucking hated working there. People were so fucking mean. They were nasty to you. The bosses didn't care about you. And see, my mother worked at Walmart in the 90s. And she actually became manager of a couple stores. And, you know, before she was super disabled, she has like a bone disease. And she got disability when she couldn't work anymore. But before that, she worked as long as she could. And she worked at Walmart and actually knew Sam Walton, the guy who created Walmart, back when it was originally ran by him. And she loved working there. Sam Walton was a super great guy. He was super nice to employees. He was friendly, and my mom loved him. And she said, you know, for a guy who owned a big-ass store, he could not have been a nicer guy. What the fuck? Wow, I never even... Oh, no. Okay. Never mind. And she loved working there, you know? And then when I started working there, this is like 2016, 2017. I was like about 20. And I fucking hated it. And then, like, Mom, it is not the same Walmart anymore. I'm like, you know, as disappointing as it is to tell you, Walmart sucks now. Because they treated employees like shit. Ah, that sucks. They treat their employees like shit. They work you 36 hours. So, right at the threshold for full time. but just under, so they're basically working you full-time, but they're not giving you full-time hours, and benefits, and pay, you know, all the good stuff. It was a toxic behavior at the store I was at, and of course that's more subjective. I'm just talking about general Walmart policies, but that I'm talking about specific people. I worked the night shift, and the fucking people that I worked with, most of them were bitches. There's a bunch of fucking women who worked the night shift, and they sucked. So mean, so super catty, and I later found out that nobody in Walmart liked them. Even the other employees in Walmart disliked them. Like, they specifically referred to them as the night crew and hated their fucking guts. So I was just unlucky to pick to work with the worst people in Walmart. And they were just like a clique. They treated themselves like they were part of an all-girls club, and everybody else who wasn't part of their girls club was an outsider, and they treat you like shit. And then they would sit there and gab while work needed to be done. Not that I have any problem with them talking, you know, I'm not like that, but they were like, when we needed to do work and we were behind, and then when we were behind, I would get my ass chewed out for it because why isn't it done? And I'm like, well, I'm not getting the help that I fucking need to do this, so. But they, you know, they were the shift managers, and I later found out that they actually had like dirt on the manager of the store. So they could basically do whatever the fuck they wanted. Like, they basically could blackmail they would literally basically blackmail the manager of the store. Okay, so they literally could do whatever they wanted, and it would come down on me and not them. And I tried to switch departments, but they just wanted me to do janitorial work, and I wasn't going to do that because I have OCD, I have a problem with germs, so working in a janitor cleaning the restroom would literally fucking be a nightmare for my OCD. I tried to switch shifts back to the day shift. They wouldn't let me. Like, I eventually just had to fucking quit because they would not let me go anywhere else, and they just kept treating me like shit, and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I even talked to a bunch of other people. They had a lot of people in my shift that also hated them and had quit because the women who worked there were bitches. Like, they were notorious. People didn't like them. I talked to the chick who had the job before I did, because she turned out she's working at Speedway. And, you know, and like, I stayed there for like the better part of a year. And I tried. I made complaints to my managers. I tried shifting departments. I tried, you know, all that, like, you know. And there was no other stores I could go to because there was only one store in my town. I lived in a little town called Nicholasville. It's about 13 miles south of Lexington, Kentucky. And that was the only Walmart that we had. It was the only major store we had in Nicholasville. It's a small town. It's like 13 miles. Like 20 square miles, which is nothing. For, you know, a countryside town, obviously. I think maybe like 20,000 people live there, tops. But I loved it. We have one of the last remaining main streets in America, like the, you know, like the old pharmacy and like the main streets that used to be in America. And I used to love walking that street. I'll send you a picture of it later because it's pretty beautiful. I have like an old colonial era clock tower in the main square. So, like, you know, I didn't really have any choices, so I finally said fuck it and I quit. But, like, I didn't just give up. And, like, one of the bitches, she even had, like, her boyfriend help her do her job and offload the work on her boyfriend, which, you know, it's kind of not cool, but, you know, if that's their agreement, fine. Okay? But, like, she had a problem with me and was always telling me what to do. This one chick. And she was on my level. She wasn't my manager. She wasn't my supervisor. She wasn't anybody. She was literally just another employee, but she acted like she could boss me around. And it drove me fucking crazy because she would tell me what to do, and she would tell me what to do very rudely and very entitled.
Hello. I said hello. Golly. Do you have one day talking?
And, first of all, it wasn't her place to tell me what to do, and that pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, she was incredibly rude about it. It's like, you know, you would get a lot more success with me if you just fucking asked me nicely. And so, like, she was always having her boyfriend start shit with me. One time during lunch, because our lunch was like at midnight on the third shift, I went to Taco Bell to get some food, and they were in Taco Bell, and they were like honking a car behind me and my girlfriend at the time, and trying to start a fight. And then one time, he basically got in my fucking face and threatened me in the middle of a shift. Literally, I could feel his breath in my fucking face. And he kept trying to goad me into fighting him, and I'm like, no, dog.
Had its story been? What telling had spawned it? Whatever its origin, Nostalgaia did not want it.
And, like, then, my managers didn't even, my two supervisors, shift supervisors, were sitting there the whole time this guy was trying to threaten me, and they didn't do anything. And then they told me that I deserved it. They were so fucking heinous, man. Yeah, I deserved it, because she didn't like me. That's why I should be threatened at work and get a guy in my face. And he kept trying to goad me into hitting him, and I wasn't, because I knew I would get fired if I did. And he got fired for that. And you know, I don't believe in snitching. Honestly, most of the time. But you're not gonna fucking threaten me to hit me for fucking work, man. And if my managers had said something to him, I would have let it go. But they didn't. They weren't gonna do anything. They said I deserved it. So I fucking reported him. He did it on camera, so he got fired. It was pretty clear cut. And I normally, like I said, I don't like tattletaling. I don't like getting people fired. But, you know, you're going to get in my face. You're going to threaten me. You're going to start shit with me outside of work and make me feel unsafe. And my supervisors are going to do them, and I'm going to fucking report you. Yeah, sorry, I just got distracted a little bit. I was just thinking it brought back a lot of memories. I haven't had a job in a while. I'm gonna say 5 or 6 years, maybe. Just because, like, I have severe anxiety and OCD. I have a fucked up leg, right leg, and a fucked up back. I have scoliosis. Well, okay, so scoliosis is a curvature of your spine that goes like this, like an S. What I have is lordosis. Here's my spine. It curves inward too much, like this. I'm also autistic. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm legitimately autistic. I have Asperger's, which is just basically like high-functioning autism. Some people don't want to use that term anymore, but it's what I've used my whole life. So, you know, I have the anxiety, the OCD, the leg problem, the back problem, curvature of my spine, and I might even have this thing called Ehlers-Danlos. It's like a gland disorder that makes your joints hyperflexible, but it comes with all kinds of health issues, and it's really hereditary, and my father has it, my aunt has it, and all that, so, like, the odds of me having it are incredibly good, and I have symptoms, but you have to have a special doctor test you for it. So I haven't been able to get a doctor to do that, but I'm like 99% sure I have Ehlers-Danlos. So, you know, I just had too many issues and I just couldn't work anymore. Like, I would literally be sitting there and my leg would lock up so badly I couldn't walk. I would sit there and I couldn't keep going in the middle of a shift just because my back and my leg hurt so much. And then you combine the mental problems. So I stopped working a job and basically have been applying for disability. It just takes a really long time. So this is my dream. Streaming is my dream. I'm trying to make it streaming. Grow my channel and all that. But disability is the fallback. And actually, you know, my channel was actually doing pretty good. I have over 381,000 views. So I have almost 400,000 views on YouTube. That literally puts me in the top 1% of all YouTubers in the world. Like, that's not a joke. That's not an exaggeration. About 150 million people use YouTube in America. About half of America uses YouTube. And I think it's like 2 billion people worldwide use it, so about a quarter of the earth uses YouTube. And, hold on. Trying to... okay, so... Oh, fuck you. Sorry, just 1 second. God, this page is so thing, but Social Blade tracks your like stat, and out of all the people in America who use YouTube, so like I said, it's 150 million people that use YouTube. I am ranked 10,000th in my country. Now I know that sounds like, oh, 10,000th. That's literally of 150 million. So being in the top 10K of 150 million literally puts me like 0.1%. And then for games rank, which is for the world, not just America, it's for the world, I'm in 10K as well. So I'm literally in the top 1% of YouTubers and gaming YouTubers in the world. So, like, you know, people will tell me, oh, it's a long shot. And yeah, it is a long shot, but literally, I am in the top 1% of YouTubers and gaming YouTubers in the world. That means that already, just to get to where I am now, I have beaten 99% of people. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I have already defied the odds just to be in the top 1 percentile. And if I reach 500, I'm at 425 now, 425 subs. If I just reach 500, I can apply for YouTube partner status. And start making money. Plus, once you get YouTube partner status, YouTube will start actively promoting you and pushing you in the algorithm. Because it's like, okay, now YouTube is saying, okay, we're making money on you now. So we want to encourage your channel to do better. So, because the better you do, the better we do. So as soon as you get partner status, YouTube starts pushing in the algorithm. So it's just rolling the ball downhill. And like I said, I never would have believed I could get to where I am now. Like the fact that almost 400,000 people have seen my videos is fucking crazy to me and mind-boggling. 250,000 people have seen my shit. I never would have believed that I could get to this point. You know? And it was my dad who basically pushed me into streaming. I didn't think anybody would want to watch me stream, but he told me, he said, you know, he says, you're good at games. He says, you know a lot about games. You're entertaining to listen to talk about games. You know way more about games than most streamers do, so he's the one who pushed me to stream and do all that, because I didn't really believe I could do it. And he said, no, you got it. And he says, you know, you're gifted at games, you're really good at them, you're good at talking about them, you know a lot about them, you're entertaining to listen to, and he told me, he said, you're all these things at the one time in history where you can make a living gaming. He's like, if you'd been born when I was, you wouldn't have been able to make a living gaming. But now you can, so he's like, you owe it to yourself to try. And I've been about streaming for about 5 years now. In November. I started in 2019. Although I've only kicked it up to where I'm streaming every day over like the last, I would say, about 1.5 years, 2 years. Ah. Okay. Yeah.
Perhaps some fragment of it was heroic.
I can't stand people like
Tiny,
that.
imperceptible, forgotten fragment. So much was forgotten.
Scam likely, fuck off. I don't answer if it says scam likely. Yeah, I can't stand people like that who are so full of themselves and they're mean to the community and they're not cool with people. I always try to, I work very hard to be appreciative of everybody who comes to my stream, to talk to everybody who comes to my stream, to remember the names of everybody who comes to my stream, to remember their details they tell me, to thank them for watching the stream. I work very hard to be polite and kind to everyone unless they give me a reason to. Like, I would be nice to anyone unless they're an asshole.
What's that? Who? No.
But you see, like, I try to include people in my streams. I say their name. I remember the details they tell me. I say, hey, how's it going? I remember you. Like, I'm never, ever fucking rude to any of the people who come to my streams. And I genuinely try very hard to include everyone and be nice to everyone. I can't stand when somebody's ungrateful. Like, it's a privilege for people to watch you. It's not a fucking entitlement. You're not, you know? Who are you talking about? I know Ninja, but I don't know who you're talking about. And I don't really like Ninja. Not like I don't dislike him on a personal level.
Such ruin. Such waste. What did you find?
I don't dislike him on a personal level. I don't think he's a bad person.
Are you... that ain't no... It's the Smiths, huh? Shame it.
Like I said, I don't dislike Ninja on a personal level. Like, he seems like an okay dude, but I hate his frat boy attitude and his style and the way he acts. And he comes from the louder, funnier school of comedy. You know what I mean? Where I'm trying to figure out how to put it. I get loud on my streams. I get excited, I get passionate, you know, but there are people, YouTubers, streamers, who get loud just to get loud, like, just to be loud, like, they think that being louder is being funny, like, I Show Speed. His whole thing is, ah, yeah, yelling and screaming all the time, and I cannot stand that shit. So I don't like dislike Ninja as a person. Like, there's some streamers who are fucking assholes. Like Hassan, he's a fucking piece of shit.
What did you...
The Smith travel miners. Should
Yes, exactly.
Miners. Should you limited as might even find a.
And that thing that you just described right there is one of the main reasons. It's one of the main reasons that I've stopped streaming on Twitch so much, because they say that Twitch is family friendly, and then they fucking have women dancing around in a fucking G-string, grinding on a fucking plushie, showing their boobies, and without even being age marked on the fucking stream. And the hypocrisy was just insane. YouTube will ban somebody for playing too mature of a game, which has happened before. It's literally happened. But a chick sitting there in her fucking bikini, humping a plushie for donations. Oh, that's family-friendly content. Like, Twitch has basically turned into like a softcore fucking porn site. And you know, if they want to be a porn site, let them be a porn site. But don't say you're a family-friendly platform. Like, Twitch will literally say, we're a family-friendly platform, and then do that shit. You can't say you're a family-friendly platform and then have half-naked women fucking humping shit. It makes no fucking sense. And yeah, and they will, and it's not like, okay, I want to explain. It's not like you have to sub to the people to see the stuff. It's not age gated where it's a mature tab, okay? Those fucking women, those thoughts, okay, literally are on the front page, okay? And it's kind of not right and kind of inappropriate, right? Because on Twitch, the minimum age is 13, and a lot of kids are below that. But on Twitch, they have acknowledged that a shit ton of the people that watch Twitch are teens. They're letting young teens basically see softcore pornography. And it's not like they have to look to find it. It's like they have to try not to see it. As soon as you open up Twitch, boom, full on the fucking page. Chicks riding pillows and fucking twerking for donations. And all while they say they're a family-friendly platform. And it's just like, you can either be a streaming platform, or you can be a cam site. You can't be both. And because they're straddling the line, they're not really good at either.
Yes, our bond begun.
And, you know, they are insanely fucking hypocritical. They will let those Twitch streamers, those thoughts, right, get away with fucking murder. And then,
Suddenly, a cow.
then they will ban other people for the slightest thing, okay? For example, there's a guy, I forget his name, it'll come to me eventually, but it doesn't really matter. He was a guy, and he had shorts on, and his shorts accidentally fell down. And you could see his bare ass for a split second. And he pulled it up. It was a legitimate mistake. Like, it wasn't, you know, on purpose. Like, it was an accident. His pants sagged, and oh shit, and grabbed him immediately. They banned him for life, and then they let him back after a couple of months, okay, for an honest slip-up, there's this chick who literally was getting fucked on stream. Okay? She literally was getting bent over and fucked on stream, but she thought she was being sly because you couldn't see the dick in her and the guy behind her. She had the camera popped, but maybe she was stupid or maybe she did it on purpose, but she was sitting next to a screen door, like a patio door, and in the reflection you could see her getting fucking railed. So somebody's literally getting fucking full-on fucked on Twitch, showing full penetration. She got banned for 24 hours. And then got unbanned after that. So she literally was getting fucked on stream. In a stream where minors were watching, and she got banned for 12 hours. But a fucking guy accidentally drops his short and shows his ass and immediately pulls him back up. And he gets banned for life. And he came back like a month later because there was a fan outcry. And, like, Twitch plays favorites. If you're a thought, they will let you get away with murder. And then other people, they'll crucify you if they don't like you. Like, if for some reason Twitch doesn't like you because maybe they don't like your politics, or you made the misfortune of having a bad run-in with a Twitch person, they will find reasons to ban you. Like, there's been instances where people did nothing wrong and they were banned, and it turned out it's because they pissed off Twitch and moderators. Which is, you know, it doesn't matter if you piss off Twitch moderators. If you're not breaking the rules, it shouldn't ban somebody. They play super favoritism. And then they literally will only promote the thoughts. They literally put them on the front page. Okay? So if you're a guy, you have to try 10 times harder to get noticed. And if you're a girl who doesn't do the thought shit, you're going to get pushed down and drowned out by all the bitches with cleavage. So it's not fair to men or women. It's not fair to the kids who are on the platform. At the very least, the shit should be age-gated with a mature prompt and a tab. It should be plastered on the fucking front page. They play favorites. They'll ban others at the drop of a hat or invent a reason if they don't like you. And then they'll let somebody literally get fucked on stream and come back 12 hours later if they do. They'll ban certain people they don't like for saying hateful content, hateful things. I think one guy got banned because he called somebody a retard. And it's crazy to me that in today's society, saying retard is literally considered like saying the N-word. When I was a kid, everybody said, "Are you retarded?" And now it's like people call it the R slur like it's the N-word. It's crazy how that's changed. But regardless, so he called somebody a retard. It's not nice. But then Hassan Piker, one of Twitch's golden boys, has literally said that America deserved 9/11, that people deserve to die. Said people should be genocided, people should be killed, all kinds of stuff. Like, I could literally give you like a full video of clips of him saying awful shit. Saying people should die, people should be beheaded, people should be genocided. And he doesn't get banned for anything. So, if Twitch doesn't like you, saying one tiny thing, get you banned. If Twitch does like you, you can literally say people should be murdered and encourage your fan base to hate on people. Like, he will literally target his fan base to harass people. You shouldn't do that. It's targeted harassment. It's supposedly against Twitch's terms of service, but when Hassan does it, it's fine. 1 second, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom real quick. I've been drinking a lot of water lately. Before I started YouTube streaming, I started streaming on Twitch. And I did it for a few months, and I was really unhappy. Twitch doesn't show the chat on the screen. You have to constantly look at your phone. YouTube, you have to if it's a long message, but most of the short messages I can see on the screen, so I don't have to constantly look at my fucking phone to check all the chat messages. YouTube pays their creators more when they get monetized. And most importantly, like I said, I noticed that I was just getting drowned out by boomy streamers. Just constantly. I would work my ass off, streaming all the time, being people, I'd be good at the game, I would know about the game, and nobody would watch my streams, but a fucking chick and all that. Like I said, and then I was afraid that I would get banned because I make curses and jokes, and I played mature games, and that people have been banned for cussing too much. So, softcore porn, or literal porn is fine, but cursing too much, oh, we're a family-friendly platform, mister. So all those things, all that dissatisfaction, combined with the fact that YouTube shows the messages on the screen, maybe say, fuck that, and I moved to YouTube, and I've had way more success, and I've been way happier on YouTube. I mean, if you're doing better on Twitch, then more power to you, but I'm saying I personally hated Twitch, and I've been a million times happier since I moved to YouTube streaming, and gotten way more success doing it. And YouTube doesn't allow that shit. YouTube will actually fucking ban somebody if they're doing the booby streams. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, YouTube is far from perfect. YouTube has tons of glitches with streaming, like messages repeating on the screen, that the word limit for the chats being too short, and that people bitch about it for years. YouTube's had a problem in the last year or so where it'll say your stream is live, but it won't. Like, it has a problem with PS5, so it'll tell me on the PS5 that my stream is live, but it won't actually be live on YouTube. So I'll be streaming the whole time and not get any viewers. I'm like, why am I not getting viewers? Oh, it's because I didn't go live, even though YouTube told me I went live. And it's annoying, so I have to like double and triple check to make sure I'm live now on that. And everybody bitches about it. They haven't fixed it. So YouTube is far from perfect. But of the two, between Twitch and YouTube I far prefer. Plus, on Twitch, you can only really do streams. On YouTube, I can do streams and I can do long-form content. Fuck, you got me. That's not a big deal. I got a shortcut. And I don't even like the Twitch community. Yeah, pick my nose, sorry. I don't even like the Twitch community because they fucking... they are all horny simps who are looking for girls to jerk off, and they act with that fucking mentality. To say nothing of the fact that I don't even really understand the mentality. Like, guys who are, like, literally going to Twitch girl streams to watch them and jerk off to them and give them donations. It's like, dog, if you want to see a hot woman, watch fucking porn, bro. Like, the fact that people would pay thousands of dollars, guys would pay thousands of dollars to see a bit of skin when they could just watch full-on porn for free on any number of porn sites is fucking wild to me. If I want to see porn, I'm not going to watch a Twitch stream. I'll just watch fucking porn, dog. And I also... Oh, give me 1 second. I have a point to make. And how I actually think... I think that OnlyFans and that shit is actually worse than porn. And I'll explain that why. A second, I'm not in danger of getting ganked. Okay, so... Really, bro? Okay, so... With porn... I'm not a huge fan of sex work. I wouldn't date somebody that did sex work. And I think everybody has the right to do sex work if they want to. It's their body, their choice, of course. I don't believe the government or anybody should regulate what somebody does with their body. But I personally don't approve. I can still think you have the right to do something and not like it. So I personally don't approve of sex work. And I think it's part of the illness of our society. Because in a so-called day and age of female empowerment, we have objectified women more than ever before. Never in society have females been more objectified than they are now. Of course, it's of their own doing, but still, it's crazy to me, and I can't reconcile those concepts. where literally women shouldn't be objectified. Widespread objectification of women in society by women. Because obviously nobody's making the women do the OnlyFans and shit. They're doing it, so... And it's also kind of crazy because, like, if you have a sexy woman in a game or a movie and she has, like, cleavage or she's wearing a skimpy outfit, people will attack that movie and say, oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it objectifies women. Oh, it's so gross. But then they'll say that women doing porn and women doing OnlyFans is fine. And you can think that, but the double standard is crazy to me. So you're telling me that a woman in a skimpy outfit on a movie or a game for adults is not okay because it objectifies women and makes them about their body. But a woman selling pictures of her nude body and or getting fucked for porn for profit doesn't objectify women? It literally does. So how can you say that one is not okay and the other is when it's the same shit? Objectification is objectification. A chick on Twitch bouncing up and down in a bikini is just as bad and just as objectifying as a fucking chick in a movie wearing a bikini and bouncing up and down. But somehow, society, modern society, okay, will say that in movies and games that's bad, but in real life and on porn, it's fine. You go, girl. You're empowered to have an OnlyFans. And they'll say, well, the woman on the OnlyFans is profiting. You don't think the woman in the movie isn't getting paid to be in the movie? You don't think the model in the game is getting paid? They are. So no, in both cases, they're being paid and they're consenting to it, but for some reason one is right and the other isn't, even though it's skimpy. And it's, for me, it's like you either are okay with it or you're not. None of this fucking, pussyfooting shit. And yeah, that's where I get, like I said, we're a society that right now is really big on female empowerment and not objectifying women. And at the same time as we're saying not objectify women, don't objectify women, we are objectifying them more than literally they have ever been objectified ever. Seriously, think about any other time through history. There would be prostitutes, of course. There would be brothels. There has been porn for almost a century, but it was never idolized and glamorized and never a part of mainstream culture. When people watched porn, they kept that shit to themselves. When people did porn, they kept that shit to themselves. It wasn't encouraged. Now it's encouraged as a society. So yeah, I'm sorry to repeat again, but literally, we're a society that protests the objectification of women while literally objectifying them more than ever before. It's so fucking wild to me. Oh, God. Oh, well. Not a big deal. I lost some souls. It was nothing insane. And, like, what fucking kills me is not just what these women are doing, it's what I'm trying to figure out the way. It's how they act. Like, these women literally sit there and bitch about how hard their life is, while they're playing life literally on fucking easy mode. Like, if you are lucky enough to have naked pictures of yourself and you make millions of dollars, you are lucky and you have it easy. But these women will literally sit there and try to tell you, oh, I have it hard. I work so hard. I have it as hard as a guy who works at a fucking construction site 60 hours a week. And then they don't just act like, man, I'm really thankful that everybody buys my content, okay? Like, thankful that people are paying their fucking rent. They act entitled to people's money. They're arrogant. So it's like, they barely put any work in. They get, like, such a luxurious lifestyle, they don't appreciate it, and they actively shit on the people that gave it to them. It's so backwards to me. And then they call themselves sex workers. And this may be a hot take, okay? I don't think they're fucking sex workers, okay? A sex worker is not somebody who puts nude photos of themselves on OnlyFans. They're somebody who gets fucking railed. And I actually have a lot more respect for sex workers. One part of the problem that I have with OnlyFans, okay, is porn, and I meant to say this earlier and I got sidetracked. Porn is a product. You pay for it basically by watching it, you know, through ads, and then you can pay for it for people who want a membership. I wouldn't do that, but okay. People who watch porn and porn stars who are mentally ill have no illusions to the fact that it's a porn, okay? Porn stars aren't telling fans, oh, I actually care about you, oh, I like you. And most people who watch porn don't think that the woman actually cares about them, okay? So it's like, women offer boobies, you're interested in boobies. It's a service, okay? Even if you don't like it, you're going in with a clear expectation. I give you this, you give me this. I'm horny, I give you money, you show me boobies, okay? But OnlyFans and Twitch streamers literally cultivate personal connections. That's why these women get thousands of dollars, and you see a fan donate to this Twitch streamer bot $1,000, $10,000, ridiculous sums of money, because they think that these women actually care about them and like them as a person. And these women they not only don't discourage it, they encourage it. They foster this illusion and they use that to gouge more money out of people. And like I said, porn, you may not like porn, but it's honest. Porn stars aren't going to sit there and tell you, I'm really your friend. Now empty your bank account and squeeze you for all the money you can. All the money they can. Porn stars are like, you give me this, I give you this. They don't act like they have a personal connection to you. They don't act like you're friends so they can squeeze you for more money. But the OnlyFans girls do. Those Twitch thoughts do. It's almost a predatory behavior. It's like an industry. The OnlyFans stuff and the Twitch thoughts are like an industry that preys on male loneliness. Because male loneliness has never been greater than it is before. In my lifetime, there has been a tremendous backlash against men. You know, it's like the pendulum swings. Women were oppressed, and obviously I'm not going to excuse the behavior of women in the past, and then women had the women's rights movement and were liberated, and then they turn on men, you know, but the problem is you're turning on men that had nothing to do with that. We're not the guys that did that then. So you're like getting on us for what our granddads did, our great-granddads did. And there's a discussion we had about the oppression, because I could argue that men had it really bad back in the day as well, in the olden times, and they were forced to endure hard, grueling labor too. So it's like, yes, women were forced into a certain role, and they were, you should obey your husband, you should do this, you should do that, you should be quiet, you should be modest, but men were also forced into that too. The problem for me is not traditional gender roles, it's being forced into that. If a woman wants to live her life as a housewife, let her. If she doesn't, don't let her. It's the freedom to choose. And I don't find anything wrong with the traditional male-female unit, okay? Husband takes care of the work outside the house, ideally. Wife takes care of the work inside the house. They're both working together. Man pays the bills. Woman feeds the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a team. I don't have a problem with that dynamic, and I don't have a problem with the expectations of that. The problem is that society wasn't willing to budge on any women who didn't want to do it. Women should have been able to opt out. If a woman doesn't want to have a family, she shouldn't have let, you know? And that's where we open it up. Where now, oh, woman doesn't want to have a family, she doesn't have a career, good for you. And it's not perfect, obviously. There are some double standards for women that are not fair, and women are objectified in a way that men aren't. That is true. But it's a double-edged sword. And people who act like only men have a benefit in our society are fucking crazy. Like, well, the majority of people in power in society are men. Yeah, that's like what? Like 200 guys control the world? So that means like the other 4 billion guys in the world are shit out of luck? You know, and like I said, the double standard. If a man is raped, it's laughed at, it's joked at, okay? I was molested at 16 by a 23-year-old woman, and I keep getting told how lucky I am, and it wasn't really molestation. And my molestation is not taken seriously. Whereas imagine if a 23-year-old guy was abusing and fucking a 16-year-old girl. Wouldn't go the same. Double standard. Guy gets abused, hit in a relationship. Oh, she didn't hurt you, you're okay. Would they say that if the guy smacked a girl? No, they wouldn't. A girl says, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed. And everybody's like, oh, I'm sorry, can I support you? A guy says, I'm lonely, I'm depressed, I'm thinking about killing myself. Oh, tough shit, what are you, a bitch? Man up and deal with it. You know, there's like literally 85% of all suicides are male. Suicide is like a real big problem for men. It's like the 3rd leading cause of death for men in the world. The 3rd. For like every 1 woman that kills themselves, 10 men will off themselves. Double standard. So there are areas where there's a double standard for women. There are areas where women have to deal with things that men don't have to. There are areas where women are unfairly objectified. And double standards. But they're also for men too, as I just pointed out. And they only acknowledge that these women and these feminists, and I say that with the quotations, only acknowledge where they're oppressed. They don't acknowledge all the privilege they have. Every single man in America has to apply for the fucking draft. Not women. So, a woman never has to be worried about getting drafted in a fucking war. But if a guy has to be drafted and sent over the front lines, well, okay. And all the feminists who were talking about equality, they got real fucking quiet when they proposed the bill to make women have to sign up for the draft, and women overwhelmingly voted against it. So you don't want to be equal? Or you want to be equal when it benefits you? You want to talk about the ways that you're oppressed, but you don't ever want to talk about the ways that you're benefited. And yes, there are definitely a ton of drawbacks to being women in modern society. There's also a ton of benefits too, and you have to acknowledge the whole picture. Sorry. I mean, just look at Johnny Depp. Look at all the effort he had to go through to make people believe him, all the evidence he had to provide. Whereas Amber Heard could literally just say, oh, he abused me, and people believed him. She didn't have to provide any fucking proof. And even now, even after Johnny Depp has provided so much evidence, it's insane, there's still a bunch of people that don't believe Johnny Depp. Fuck! Almost made it. Oh well. There's a good item apparently hidden down here, so I'm taking that path. And I just think modern feminists suck. I call it third wave feminism, okay? If it's not clear already, I'm a mama's boy, okay? I grew up mostly in a house full of women.
Have you found what a
I grew up mostly in a house full of women, okay? I was the closest to my mother. My dad, he wasn't a deadbeat dad, but he worked incredibly long weeks. My dad literally would work like 100-hour weeks to provide for my family, provide for us. So I just spent the most time around my mother. So I am unequivocally 1,000,000 fucking % a mama's boy. I have a twin sister. We're estranged, that's why I don't talk about her. But I have a twin sister. I have an aunt. Like, I grew up in a house almost all females. My dad was the only other male. So I absolutely consider myself a feminist growing up. And my mom always told me, you know, that women are just as good as men, that women are independent, a woman doesn't need a man. So I grew up believing feminist ideals. But, like, I can no longer identify as a feminist because modern feminists suck. I firmly believe that women are equal to, but different than men. Okay? Women are just as good as men, but in a different way. We're literally two halves of the same whole. Okay, yin and yang. So I believe that a woman is just as good as a man, just as valid as a man, but not as good as doing what a man does, because men are meant to do one thing, and women are meant to do another. That's like just literally the definition of the species. We're two parts of a whole. And there are so many women that just have it so fucking easy and then bitch about oppression, who have never known oppression. I've seen women, streamers, regular women, Karens, who literally have never known what it is to want in their entire fucking life, and yet act so entitled and so put upon and oppressed. While men, there are men that work themselves to fucking death, struggle to make ends meet, and they get told how lucky they are. How privileged. Yeah, the guy fucking working 100-hour weeks in a construction yard. The guy doing plumbing, going in the sewers, dealing with shit and drain cleaners. The guy fucking in the army, because most of the army is male, getting shot at. Yo, no, they're dandy. They're fucking swell. They're just so privileged. You know, these women on OnlyFans, like I said, looping it back around, they literally show pictures of their body. That's it. They have it easy. Their life is not hard. And rather than saying, oh man, I'm so thankful that I got lucky, that people are paying for this, and I can live a good life, and I don't have to break my back doing hard fucking labor, they act entitled and spoiled and say, act like a victim, when they have a life that most people would fucking kill for. I'm sorry, I literally should feel bad about the fucking chick who makes 6 figures from showing some skimpy photos, and I should feel like she's working harder than the guy working at the construction site? Guy working 20 hours in a fucking factory? It's fucking wild. And yeah, sorry, I ran about it too much, but yeah. And then people act like I'm a fucking misogynist. Like, no, dog, I don't hate women. But I will call women out on their fucking problems. I will call out women on for a double standard. Or being dicks. Doesn't mean I hate fucking women. But yeah, hopefully you understand a little bit more about my worldview now. I see the world and how I see things. Also, politically, okay. Politically, I'm a centrist. I think left and right both suck ass. I used to be a diehard Democrat, but over time I've come to see Democrats as just as much part of the problem. Two heads of the same snake. So now I think both sides suck. That true balance is found in the middle. Hold on one second. Did you call me? Sure you called me? Okay. Sorry about that. I thought my mom called me. Yeah, I'm centrist. I believe in the middle. I think if you get too far to the left or too far to the right, shit gets crazy. And the system that we have in America doesn't work. Because it's only left or only right. It's to the extremes. You either are the leftist left, whoever left, or the rightist right, whoever righted. And we're getting fucked in the middle by extremes on both sides. Extremes on both sides bad. We need moderates. And we need, and the people in this country don't agree. They don't agree to disagree. It's, oh, I'm left and you're right, fuck you. When before we could agree to disagree. Well, I may not agree with you politically, but we can still be friends. And us losing the ability to agree to disagree is killing this country. Killing the world, actually. Because it's not just an American problem. And then religiously, I believe in God, but I'm not into organized religion, and I'm not sure of the specifics. I believe there's some kind of higher power, but I'm not sure who it is. I believe in the Christian God, but I accept there could be another God, and I believe in questioning religious beliefs and thinking about it, and, not just a blind faith. Can at least give me, can at least give me, So now you know a lot more about me. Ha! Fucking anxiety. I'm right there, it's not a big deal. Oh, okay. But yeah, I was just trying to let you see a little bit more about what I was like. Understand how I view things politically. Although, in all fairness, I only talk about politics when I have to. I don't like talking about politics. And people who do like talking about politics are fucking insufferable. Okay, so here's a fun question for you. If you had to say what your favorite game of all time was, what would it be? With a gun to your head.
Golly God, they can use it, but they and they, the first all I can't believe that must.
Come on, you gotta give me some.
The lanky bundle wobbled and climbed, ever eager to reach some height unsuited to it.
Just give me something.
Lacking any depth of its own, the stick...
Oh, this one looks like... Well, if you find another...
Yeah.
Suddenly, a fire erupted to burn the kindling down.
Alright, what a bitch. Yeah, I can never really get into Ark. Even though I technically own it, the original version, not the remake. Awesome. Yeah, I mean to try out Warframe. It's hugely changed since it launched and got way better. Yeah, I love Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot. It's definitely in my top 10 games of all time. Let's see. I'll be right back. I'm going to start a different game. I'm not in the right headspace for this right now.